When the world is ending, you need as much firepower and armor as you can get. Thankfully, nothing but the Mammoth tanks deliver as much survivability in all environments and situations as the Predator MBT, GDI's hand-selected Tiberium-era warhammer. The Predator 6 main battle tank is the third in a series of venerable MBTs in the GDI arsenal, taking over the position from the recently retired Titan Mk2 Walker. This sleek, low-profile vehicle takes inspiration from the Abrams MBT of pre-Tiberium-era America and lessons learned from GDI's titanic battles with the Brotherhood. Fitting in with the classification scheme from earlier in GDI's history, GDI continues its medium tank legacy with the Predator, weighing in at 65 tons when fully loaded. The Predator's armor is composed of composite materials, making it lighter despite its increase in size from the medium tank, also known as the modified Abrams. The full-body composite material, formerly thought to be much too costly for use in mass-produced vehicles, is achieved easier through the breakdown of Tiberium, which, depending on its refining process, can be formed into many useful and rare materials, making the cost per unit lower compared to similarly sized tanks made from less expensive metals. Battlefields in the near future are fought in open fields and cramped urban environments, and open battles and ambushes. The Predator represents the high-power, heavily armored doctrine of the Global Defense Initiative. The Predator is armed with one 150mm cannon, capable of firing conventional and rocket-assisted rounds, a decided upgrade in firepower over the 105mm cannon present in the medium tank of the previous era, at the cost of fewer rounds in the magazine than the medium tank. Just as the medium tank, not shown in game, the Predator likely had an anti-personnel armament, such as a remotely controlled machine gun, likely either the M240 or the M2. Some variants of the vehicles also come equipped with a side-mounted rocket pod, used to engage low-flying aircraft such as helicopters and other armored targets, although this weapon was not represented in game, but in promotional material and official art like the piece shown above. Similarly, the tank was also likely outfitted with smoke launchers and chaff, useful in defeating the potent anti-vehicle missiles that dominate the battlefields in the Third Tiberium War. Not long after the war started, a special upgrade became available and increasingly common on the battlefield: a railgun conversion for the turret. This railgun could put solid slug rounds down at range at speeds exceeding 3 kilometers a second. To say that this is an upgrade is an understatement, as the difference in impact between a already formidable 150mm cannon and the force produced by 5-inch naval guns, but contained within a surface area of much smaller than a conventional round, is incredible. The gun has a variable range of point blank to upwards of 200 miles, albeit with essentially 100% accuracy at these ranges. The speed gives it a pinpoint accuracy, allowing it to engage targets at distances without much more lead time required, turning the weapon into a veritable laser weapon. Also, and not to be overlooked, is that the smaller size of the munitions means that the magazine can fit much more rounds than the previous version. Utilizing electric, generator-driven engines similar to the ones used in the Mammoth Mk3 Super Heavy tank, the vehicle is nearly emissionless, keeping in with GDI's strict controls on the environmental effect of their weapons and technology. Each tread has its own independent engine connected by cables through the joints, allowing for increased power and decreased moving parts. The maintenance of the vehicle is lowered overall, ultimately lowering the cost of the vehicle. Lastly, the Predator has a large sensor bank sitting in the turret on the vehicle, allowing for the crew of 4 more security within the tank. The vehicle has 2 variants: the common tracked variety and a special wheeled version meant for blue zone duty in areas untouched by the spread of Tiberium and the World Wars. Both versions perform well, easily allowing the vehicle to exceed speeds of up to 60 miles an hour on hardened terrain and 30 on rough ground. The tracked variety has 4 individual tracks to display weight and give maximum control over the motion of the vehicle, as well as speedy repair by installing various parts piecemeal in prefabricated forms. Both forms of the vehicle are aided by a high bottom clearance and a well-armored undercarriage, reducing the likelihood of death by mine. Further decreasing this is the lack of transmission in the drivetrain, which simplifies the repair and defensibility of the vehicle. The Predator 6 is a powerful weapon of war, but is not invincible, and suffers from several potential drawbacks. The first major drawback is its increased size compared to its predecessor. While maintaining a low profile, this tank is 4 feet taller than the medium tank and almost twice as wide. This presents a large target to enemies and reduces the effectiveness in urban environments. The emphasis on more and better protection and survivability bloated the vehicle, though its weight remains low. The second is a vulnerability from the side to hits on its tread systems, as well as aim shots could destroy the engine in the housing despite its armor. This risk was assessed and deemed reasonable when considered against the reduction in complexity and the repair time decreases. The third is a relatively small amount of room inside the tank for its crew of 4, leading to dangers that the tank may crush or incapacitate the crew when damaged. In conclusion, the Predator 6 MBT is a powerful weapon in the arsenal of GDI in a world torn in half by conflict and ravaged by the deadly touch of Tiberium. Any general able to utilize this weapon can rest easy knowing that he has what it takes to get the job done. A small note here at the end of the video about a controversy over the size of the Predator. Like all vehicles in the CNC games, the vehicles are out of proportion to the environment, leading to some to speculate that the tank is actually far smaller than it actually is. This size that I used for this video is based on reference images and should be taken with a grain of salt, considering no official sizes have been elaborated on by those devils at EA. A note here at the end, the original tank meant for the Tiberium Wars game was the Bull tank, but for some reason it was cut and retooled to the Predator tank. These tanks were set to make a comeback in the cancelled Tiberium game, but the game was cut before it could come out. I have, based on previous renders and official art, dubbed them different versions of the same tank, although only one appears in games. Please tell me what you think about this, if this is interesting or blasphemous. I'm eager to hear your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have an idea that might strengthen or reduce the strength of my argument, or you just want to start a conversation, please comment it down below. If you come up with something great, I will host it as a follow-up video and credit you heavily. If you like videos about Tiberium Universe, Red Alert Universe, and future CNC Generals, then why don't you subscribe and hit the bell icon? I post once every 2 weeks, once or twice. If you really like the content, consider supporting the channel by either sharing the video around, making use of the Patreon link or Amazon affiliate link. No pressure to do either, I love you either way. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.